Hey everyone, welcome back to Travelistic. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 reasons not to move to Honolulu, Hawaii. Watch this video till the end for a better understanding, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you've watched some of the other videos on this YouTube, like the Honolulu, Hawaii Living Getting Started series, then you know that Honolulu, Hawaii is a pretty amazing place to live. And while this is in no way a Hawaii bashing article, the Hawaiian Islands simply aren't for everyone. We won't list any lame reasons here. Maybe you've seen similar articles that will tell you that not being able to complain about anything because you live in a paradise is a reason. Or maybe somebody will tell you that there isn't any good Mexican food in Hawaii, which you know isn't true if you've read The Best Mexican Food on Oahu. That sort of nonsense, along with not having big concerts, having to be swimsuit ready year-round, and no big food chains, is all just stupidity and often wrong. So let's get on with the real reasons that life in Hawaii may not be for you. And you'll want to stick to the end to see what the number 1 is. Number 10. High cost of living. You've heard the rumors about the $9 gallon of milk, but is it true? Unfortunately, yes it is, and a gallon of milk may even cost you more than $9. Though, that's not a good example to describe the cost of living, or what we call the paradise tax. Although not everything will make a huge dent in your wallet, most things will. Housing is ridiculously expensive in Hawaii, and what may cost you 2 to 3 times more than what you're paying on the mainland may also be 1/3 of the size. Gas can be pricey at times, and so are most perishable items like milk, cheese, ice cream, etc., if they're not made in Hawaii. Since everyday things are more expensive here, that means dining out and even taking in a movie is also more expensive. Number 9. Far, far away. Moving to Honolulu means moving far, far away from your friends, family, and support system. The island chain is around 2,500 miles from California, which is over 5 hours by plane. Visiting friends and family is no easy task, so rather than hopping in your car and meeting friends, you now have to spend a lot of money and do some serious planning to make it all happen. Because of that, most real friends become Facebook friends, which we know aren't really friends anyhow, and family visits only happen once every year, or 2, 3, etc. This is a deal breaker for many, and why most people who move to Honolulu don't last 5 years there. Number 8. Employment. We all know the dream. You'll move to Honolulu, Hawaii, and get a job working on a tour boat or at a bar on the beach. Sounds great, right? And it can be. For some people, some of the time. For the vast majority, though, things will be very different. First off, getting that simple job likely won't happen since jobs here can be really hard to get, and likely impossible if you're not already living here. Even if you do get that easy beach job, it likely doesn't pay well, not well enough at least. So plan on getting a second job, maybe even a third. So what about a job that uses your fancy college education? It may not exist here. And if it does, the ratio of qualified people to available job openings probably isn't in your favor. So what do? You start very low on the employment totem pole, washing dishes, cleaning hotel rooms, whatever you can get, and maybe can work your way up. There's nothing wrong with those jobs, and maybe that isn't bad for someone in their 20s, but do you really want to start all over in your 30s or 40s? Number 7. Traffic. Traffic in Honolulu, Hawaii is bad. Really, really bad. It's Los Angeles levels of bad. It's at its worst on the island of Oahu, where most residents live. You could easily spend over 2 hours per day in traffic, even though you only need to travel 40 miles in a round trip. I'd like to tell you the situation on Maui and Kauai is better, but it really isn't, and it's getting worse there as well. The Big Island isn't as bad, but The flip side there is that you often have to travel much farther to get from your home to work. Lanai and Molokai are the only islands without traffic problems, but life there isn't for most people. Number 6. Lackluster Selection. There are so many things you can't easily get here in Honolulu, Hawaii. It might be something simple like a Chipotle burrito that you can easily do without, or it might be something more complex like a decent piece of furniture to fit that spot in the corner of your tiny apartment. Of course, an Amazon membership will help, but many times even what they offer isn't shippable to Honolulu. If you have to go into a brick and mortar store in Hawaii, your selection choices drop exponentially. So you'll need to learn to be really flexible on stuff you wish to purchase. Number 5. Slow shipping. When you purchase things online, you can expect to pay an arm and a leg in shipping fees almost everywhere. I know what you're thinking here. You'll just grab an Amazon Prime membership and save big with free shipping. Well, that's a good start, but you need to understand that Amazon Prime in Hawaii is a different animal than it is on the mainland. There is no free 2-day shipping in Hawaii. Instead, we get free standard shipping on many items. Many, but not all. There is a huge list of items Amazon won't ship to Hawaii for any price, much less free. When you do get free shipping, you can expect to wait, and wait, and wait some more. Amazon is notoriously bad and holds items a while before they ship them to you in Hawaii, and hopes that you'll order more and they can bundle the shipment and save on their end. It stinks, but most other online shops will just rip you off on shipping and take just as long to get here. Get used to waiting, and on that note, number 4. Island time. It's not just shipping that's slow in Honolulu. Everything is slow here. The reason? Island time. The islands operate at their own pace, and any attempt you make to speed things up, like kicking, yelling, screaming, or even being super nice, won't help. Everything is slow here, some islands being far worse than others. Got an appointment for that air conditioning repair guy to come at 10 a.m.? You'll be there after 11 a.m., or maybe later in the afternoon, or maybe the next day. What will put companies out of business anywhere else in the world is simply accepted and normal in Honolulu, Hawaii. Number 3. Education. If you have kids and have seriously thought about moving to Honolulu, you've certainly heard horror stories about the public school system they have. There have been plenty of reports, and infinitely more rumors, about the less than ideal education system they have. But is that really the case? Well, yes and no. A lot of the reports are old and outdated, and Hawaii has come a long way in terms of public schools and education in general. They're not at the bottom of the list, but they're also not at the top, often in the middle or slightly higher depending on the study. Number 2. Creepy crawlies, biters, and stingers. Looking for white knuckle thrills to get your adrenaline flowing? Already tried ziplining, skydiving, and surfing? Well, you haven't lived until you're running around late at night in your underwear as a 3-inch flying cockroach chases after you and your family around your home. Or maybe you're chasing it. It's hard to know who's really winning with those things. They might be common, or you may only see one every year or so, but no matter how clean you live, you'll deal with one eventually. But don't worry, that's nothing compared to the snake-like centipedes that also call Hawaii home. Roaches are just gross. Those centipedes pack an incredibly painful sting. We have all sorts of bugs and animals you'll get to know well here. Jerry, of Tom and Jerry fame, was cute on TV, but less cute when it's pooping all over your house with a dozen of his cousins. Number 1. Weather and natural disasters. The weather is one of the biggest reasons people want to live in Honolulu, but it's also one of the reasons not to live here. There are a variety of weather-related concerns when you live on a tiny rock in the middle of the ocean and are 2,500 miles from civilization. One of the biggest would be the dreaded tsunami. There are also major flash flood dangers, and you'll want to watch out for a brown water advisory and leptospirosis as well. Even the sun is out to kill you here, so you'd better protect yourself from sunburn and skin cancer. If you live in Hawaii, you'll want to read up on emergency preparedness. That's pretty much it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed and gained some useful information. If yes, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. Don't forget to turn on the notification by pressing the bell icon so you never miss our future uploads. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!